ICT 23 June paper 32 web authoring. The exam always starts with, you have been supplied with the following source files. I have here the source files on the desktop. Moreover, I already have the evidence. So this is the evidence, and probably this is some solving from our previous attempt to solve the spreadsheet. So now it is ready with my name in the header and everything. Okay, so we may just start. Let us go to web authoring. Occasionally, web authoring starts with something like this: image editing and file management. With file management, you create a folder, you will create a folder and do some copy and paste of some files that are specifically related to the website you will create. And also, occasionally, the exam may ask you to edit a picture by rotating, flipping, resizing. And when you are asked to do that, your best application should be Adobe Photoshop. You may also do it with another program called Microsoft Picture Manager. Okay, we will be using SharePoint Designer when we are creating a website. Okay, let us go through this, and you can learn a lot from this exercise, even if you are still new to web authoring. Okay, let's go through it step by step and achieve all the marks. So task 2, image editing, that's gonna be Photoshop. File management, that's create a new folder called TAS. So please go to the desktop. This is your desktop. This is your desktop. Right click, new folder, and call it capital TAS. From now on, all your website will be in that folder. Well, from now on, let us follow the instructions and see how things will go. Okay, so now you already have a new folder called TAS on the website. Locate the following files. How can you find these files? These files will be in the source files. Locate these files and store them in your TAS folder. Okay, I can find these files. Here they are. And I may do cut and paste, or I may do copy and paste. Let us do copy and paste so that we can have a backup file, a backup copy, okay? But when I copy and paste and the rest of the question, everything will be in the TAS folder, okay? Let us highlight the required file. This is 23 banner. So this is the 23 banner. And hold the control button, and this is the second, third, fourth, fifth. Maybe this is not required. I can know for sure that this is not required because this is the Excel file. Okay, this is another picture, this is a text file, and this is and that. So they are 12 items. Let us read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I am highlighting 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, now I have successfully highlighted the 9 required files. Those files are all associated with the website. Those files will be either pictures or some websites or some text files. Okay, so please right click, copy, and go to the TAS folder and right click, paste. Okay, so okay, now files are copied to the TAS folder. From now on, anything you open, anything you save will be in your TAS folder because this will be your website folder. Okay, okay, we did that. Let us carry on. Open the file J2332 tiger.jpg in a graphics package. Graphics package means Photoshop or Microsoft Picture Manager. Edit the image by rotating it 180 degrees, flipping it horizontally so the tire is on the left. Cropping to remove most of the tire, but none of the tiger. Crop to remove everything above the tiger ear. Resize it so the image is 1000 pixel high without changing the aspect ratio. Crop it to remove the right size of the image 500 pixel wide by 1000 pixel high. Let us attempt to do this using Photoshop. Okay, so please start your Photoshop program. This Adobe Photoshop program. Okay, and from it, open. Okay, and go to the desktop and select the TAS folder. You must. This is the TAS folder, and this is the picture tiger. This is the picture tiger. Okay, and then open. Okay, this is the tiger, upside down tiger. Okay, rotate it 180 degrees. Okay, go to the menu image, and then image rotation and 180 degrees. Okay. Okay, now it is better. Reflect, flipping it horizontally so the tire is on the left. Again, go to image and image rotation, and this is flip horizontal. Now the tire is on the left. Okay, next. Crop it to remove most of the tire, but none of the tiger. Okay. If you'd like to crop, use that crop button. Use that crop button. Okay? And then after you open the crop button, you may start cropping it from this side. Okay. Just crop most of the tire. If little bit of the tire is visible is okay, but do not crop anything of the tire. The exam is asking you to do this. Okay, next. Crop it, remove everything about the tiger's ears. Okay, you are still in the crop tool. However, this time you go to the top and start removing everything above the ears, but don't crop anything of the tiger. Okay. Okay. Okay, resize it so it is 1000 pixel height without changing the aspect ratio. Okay, now I am done with cropping. To finish the cropping, click on that button. So now cropping is concluded. Okay, and get away from that cropping tool by clicking on that arrow. Okay, so you are now away from the cropping tool. Because now I need to resize. Resize so the image is 1000 pixels high. So the height is 1000. Without changing the aspect ratio, this means I would like so you specify the height and the width will calculate proportionally. Okay, so go to image, and this is image size. This is image size. Okay, height and width are in pixels. And please notice that this link means maintain aspect ratio, lock aspect ratio. So whenever you change the height, the width will change proportionally. And this is exactly what is required. 1000 pixel high. So the height, make it, instead of this, make it 1000. And click OK. So that proportionally, the width is going to be something like 717 or so. And then click OK. Okay, now you have successfully resized it. Okay, okay. Crop it to remove the right size. Crop it to remove the right side. So the image is 500 pixel wide by 1000 pixel high. Let us try to do this in the easiest way. Photoshop is such a complicated software. However, we just need very elementary tools. We would like to crop, but here the dimensions are mentioned. Okay, I know how to do it the easiest way. Okay, so the image is 500 pixel wide and the height remains the same. The height remains 1000 the same. Okay, so image, please select here canvas size. Please image and select canvas size. Okay, because this will help me with cropping. Okay, the width, instead of that 717, make it 500. And don't touch the height, because the height, okay, but okay. So type here 500 and don't touch the height, okay? And please, before you press okay, let us use this to specify that cropping will be from the right side. Please click on this, click on that, yes, until the circle is in the left, which means cropping will be from the right. Okay, and click OK, and proceed. See, it is cropped from the right side and the remaining is on the left. Okay, Alhamdulillah, we successfully did everything. Okay, now it is, and this is worth 8 more. Okay, it is now time to save as. Okay, you need to save it in PNG format. Originally it was JPEG, so originally it was .jpeg. You need to save it in PNG format and in the TAS folder. Okay, it is very simple. Please, from here, file, save as. And before, make sure you are in the TAS folder. You already. And then that JPEG, change it to PNG. JPEG, change it to PNG. Okay? The file name should be tiger underscore your candidate number. So please go into here. Do not keep the .png. Keep the .png. Okay? And put it is tiger underscore your candidate number .png. Do not remove that .png thing. Okay? Okay, and when you are done, so it is tiger underscore your candidate number .png, and you are in the TAS folder, and when you are done, click on button save, and you have some options, just click PNG options, just click OK, and that's it. Let us see now how the exam will ask for evidence. Because now you did two things. You created a folder and copied some files to them. And then you edited that picture and saved it in the same TAS folder. Okay, now the exam is asking you to take a screenshot. But before we take a screenshot, let us see what's in here. Display the contents of your TAS folder, showing folder name, all file names, file extensions, image dimensions, and file sizes. Let us see what we shall do. This is the TAS folder, and this is the newly saved file. However, file image dimensions are not shown. I know how to do it. Click anywhere in an empty area and right click, go to view and select content. Go to view and select content. And make the folder maximize the folder size. Okay, now you can see this is the image you edit. And this is the new dimension. It is 5,000 by 500 by 1,000. And hopefully the examiner can see that it is properly cropped. And if the examiner cannot see from here, it is properly cropped, he will see it in the website. Right now, all you need to do, you get the snipping tool and new and highlight from here the whole thing. showing the folder name, all other files, all file dimensions and file sizes, and then put this in your evidence document and click on button save in your evidence document. Okay, that was worth 8 months. Just make sure dimensions are visible, because the examiner will read that 500 by 1000 and award you mark for it. However, maybe the preview of the tiger image is not so visible. However, the examiner can see it is called tiger underscore your candidate. Okay, they will award you for properly cropping the image when they see it in the website. Okay, okay, now we are done with Adobe Photoshop. Just close it, okay, to free your memory. Okay, let us carry on with that web page authoring. Okay, task 3, web page. Okay, you are going to create a web page. You create a web page using SharePoint Designer. Web pages will be written in HTML, hypertext markup language. Fortunately, SharePoint Designer will be writing most or all of the code for you. Okay, this exercise will ask you to insert a video. Unfortunately, SharePoint Designer will not be able to write the code for it. I will show you the code from the mark scheme and ask you to memorize it. Okay? Okay, you create a web page. This is the website itself. The style sheet is about giving colors and backgrounds to the website to promote Tawara animal, whatever. This web page and style sheet must work in any browser. Your code must work in the browser, because at the end of the exam, they will ask you to save and preview in browser. If it doesn't show in the browser, you will lose marks. So it should show in the browser. All color codes are in hexadecimal. If you want to learn about basics of color codes, you need to go to some of my introductory files, my introductory videos about color codes. Hexadecimal is a very big topic. You don't have to know a lot about it. Okay? But we will be using SharePoint Designer. SharePoint Designer will help us to write codes in hexadecimal. It's going to be easy. Okay, so all codes are in hexadecimal. So given codes in your exam, here they are written in hexadecimal, and you need to create them in hexadecimal. So you'll just copy them. Okay, but that hexadecimal thing sounds strange. Make sure your style sheet contains no HTML. I can control this. I will show you how to create a style sheet. We have two things: the website itself and the style sheet that contains formatting about those things in the website. And they are separate files. So the style sheet will contain no HTML. I can assure this. Make sure your HTML and style sheet are as efficient as possible. If things can be done in a summarized way, you need to do it in a summarized way. If you do it in a repeated way, it's not going to be efficient. Okay? Okay. Create in your TAS folder. From now on, everything is in the TAS. Create in your TAS folder a web page called tas.html. Okay? Now it is time to run SharePoint Design. Please run SharePoint Design. And if you see it like this, you are in the code view. Please click on that button to go to the design view. Yeah, you are now free from coding, and let us focus on designing. Okay, and it's going to be easy, inshallah. Create in your TS folder a web page called ts.html. Now the file is called untitled1.htm. .htm is already there. .htm is already there. However, it must be called TS. So please, file, save as. File, save as. And definitely, it is very critical. Never save it in here. Strange things will happen. Never save it in your website. Go to the desktop, and this is called TS. Go to the desktop and the folder called TS. And this is strictly mentioned in the exam. and the file name should be TAS. And the web page, do not write .html thing. So it is TAS, and make it here the file type HTML. So it is TAS, but don't write .htm, just make it here .htm. And then save. Look, this is TAS.htm, and this is exactly what you need. And also, it is created in the created folder TAS folder. Now we are doing everything correct. Okay, this web page must be created using a single table. You have to be familiar that this is a table. This is a table. This web page must be created using a single table and work in all browsers. Again, you are responsible for the code. Fortunately, SharePoint Designer is writing proper codes for you. Unless you, for some reason, you destroy the code. If you destroy the code, your marks will go because it will not show in the browser. The table must fit 80% of the browser window. I can do this. I will show you. The table must have a structure as shown in the diagram. The first thing to count is the number of columns and number of rows. I think this table is 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. Initially, the number of rows will be 4. And the number of columns, let us count. This is 1, and this is 2, and this is 3. What about these areas? They are merged. Okay, so we will insert a table that is 3 columns by 4 rows and make it 80% of the browser window. Let us do this using SharePoint Designer. There is little problem. SharePoint Designer looks pretty much like Word. However, because its version is 2007, the interface looks a little bit old. Okay, if you'd like to insert a table, first you go to table. And then this is insert table. So it is always table, insert table. And now here, the number of rows, I think the number of rows is 4. The number of columns is 3. And wait a minute and hold on. So it is 4 rows by 3 columns. Yeah, it is 4 rows by 3 columns. And specify width. This is 100 in percent. No, I wanted 80 in percent. So please type here 80 and keep it in percent. And then click OK. See, a table is created. The problem is the table borders are invisible. I have to live with that. However, the table is inserted and there are 4 rows and 3 columns, and the table is 80% of the window. And if you click here on code, you will see lots of codes are written for you. Okay, keep them now. We will not touch them until it is really necessary. Okay, let us now merge cells. And here the exam is writing you some letters for you. Is writing here some letters. These letters will assist you finding appropriate cells. I will put in cells A, B, C because borders are invisible. And eventually I will delete them when they ask me to put some picture in cell A. So I will delete that A and put the picture in place, and I don't need that A again. Okay, so please highlight the top 3 cells. Yeah, and in the middle of them, right click, modify, merge cells. Right click, modify, merge cells. Now the borders are gone. And please type here capital A so that you can find that cell again. Okay, and eventually we will remove that A because it will ask you this, the contents here never show in the final. Okay, and then these 2 adjacent cells, right click, modify, merge cells, and label them B. And the 2 cells underneath, right click, modify, merge cells, and label them T. And here E and F, this is E, this is F, and highlight those three cells, right-click, modify, merge cells, and call them C. Okay, I'm done with merging and labeling cells. Each cell is identified with a letter. Some dimensions are shown. Where are these? This is a dimension shown. This is width 58%. Here in cell C, the width is 42%. And E and F. Okay? The cell content shown must not appear. What shall I do with these? I will apply them. And that A, B, C, D, I will erase them eventually. The table borders must not appear in the final page. I'm already suffering because table borders are invisible. So I will keep them invisible like this. Okay, there is only things to do. The only thing to do is that in cell B, I will make the width 85%. So please go to cell B. You are now making use of that ABC because otherwise you will get lost. Right click in cell B, modify. Cell properties. Go to cell properties. And then specify width. Make it in percent. And put in it 58. So specify width 58%. Okay, make sure it is in percent. And click OK. Apparently, nothing happened, but this is written in the code. It will help me a lot. Okay, if you can go to the code, you will see that 58%. At the end, we will take a copy of the whole code and put it in the evidence, and the examiner will be reading codes and putting marks for you. Okay, so in C, 42%. Go to C, right-click cell properties, specify width in percent, and make it 42. Okay, and this will be in the code. Nothing for D, also nothing for A. You may highlight E and F, highlight E and F together, E and F. Right-click cell properties and specify width in percent 29. This will be applied to both of them. This is going to be 29 and this is going to be 20. Okay? Okay. If you go to the code, the examiner will be reading those codes. Just make sure they are all in percent and nothing is in pixels. Everything is in percentage. Okay. Okay. That was worth 10 marks. And this is very important. Okay? Okay. Let us come to the difficult part. The exam will ask you to put pictures. Okay. SharePoint designer will be writing proper codes for inserting pictures. However, the exam is asking you to put a video. There are some alternative ways in SharePoint designer to put the video. However, the code will not be correct because the exam will asking you to use video and source tags to place in cell B the video this. So you will need to use video tag. If SharePoint designer inserts the video for you, it will be done as a web component or so. It will not gonna be a video tag. Okay, so in cell B, you will put a video. The video must fit the width of the cell. Display an appropriate text-based error message if the browser does not support this video. Okay, let us do that video thing first. Unfortunately, you will need to memorize codes. I will show you the code for that video in the mark scheme, and I will show you where and how to copy it properly and the meaning of every command, but you need to memorize it. Actually, I have these codes in the practical notes so that you can study and understand. So in cell B, we will be inserting a video. Okay, let me prepare for this very carefully. Highlight that letter B. Go to SharePoint Designer, highlight that letter B, because I need to find my way in the code. Highlight that letter B and go to the code, see that highlighted B is the equivalent. Okay? Okay. So now you know where B is in the code. Please do exactly as I am asking you. Put the pointer just before the B and insert 2-3 lines. And put the insertion point immediately after the B and put 2 or 3 or 4 empty lines. I will explain for you why I am doing such. These codes are very essential for the proper display of the website. And if you accidentally change or delete any of them, your page will not show. And the exam is saying your page must show in the browser. Okay, so now I am isolating the area around the B. Just immediately before the B, I inserted 2 or 3 empty lines. And immediately after the B, I am inserting 2 or 3 lines. Okay, and I will show you now the code you need to memorize, because in the exam, you will not be seeing the mark scheme. I will show you the code and you need to copy and memorize. Okay, okay, we can now safely remove that B. We can safely, because we know now the area around the B is really empty. Okay, okay, you need to insert video. I will show you the code for it. Okay, okay, this is the code for it. Angle bracket, video, width equal 100%, autoplay loop. Actually, for me, I will do copy and paste, but you cannot. And then source src, and this is the file name, type video mp4. I will be copying these as well. And then your browser does not support this video type. I will give you time to copy, and I will explain for you the meaning of every command. Okay? Okay. So first you do angle bracket and then video. And this is so you can see better from here. So I will tell you how to type properly. So this is this symbol. This symbol is actually smaller than, but I call it angle bracket. Okay, so you do smaller than, which now is an angle bracket, and type video, and this is a video tag, and then a space. Width equal, when you type width, SharePoint Designer will help you. If you type width equal, SharePoint will put quotation for you. Inside that quotation, put 100%. And then autoplay and loop, maybe these commands are not necessary. These are the marks. These are the marks. Okay, see? Okay. And the autoplay means it will play automatically. And loop means when the video finishes, it will start all over again. Okay, and put that end angle bracket. Okay, so angle bracket, video width equal 100%, autoplay and loop and angle bracket. And on another line, don't worry if SharePoint Designer is giving you some warnings, because that video coding thing is advanced, is more advanced than your version you have. You have SharePoint Designer 2007. Okay, just keep copying and typing exactly, and then we will see and check if you are successful. Okay, then another line, angle bracket source, which is the source file. src equals, and this is the file name, the name of the video file, and this is in your folder. Okay, between quotes, and type equal video /mp4. This is its video or mp4 video. and then another angle bracket. On that line without anything, this is a message that will appear if SharePoint Designer or your browser is unaware of that video tab. And here /video, which is a termination for that video tab. Okay? Okay, copying this exactly and accurately. Okay, okay. Maybe SharePoint Designer is underlining that video. It doesn't understand it. It doesn't matter. Just click on button save and go to the design. Unfortunately, go to the design. Unfortunately, SharePoint Designer cannot properly display the video simply because that code is advanced than this version you are using. But this message, you are writing this message to show that it is the browser's fault that is unable to display your video. Okay? Let us try to do something else. Click on save again. See, I'm saving more than necessary. And click on that button that is called preview in browser. In the browser, so preview in internet. I think it is displayed. Click on. If it opens in Internet Explorer, which is not up to date, we can try a different way. We go into here and right click and open with Google Chrome. It is open in Google Chrome, and I think it is properly displayed. Okay, enough with that. Enough with that video thing that is little bit advanced, little bit tough. Let us go and do this. It's going to be very simple because SharePoint Designer will help you. In cell A, please go to cell A. Just live with your browser does not support. It is the browser to blame. Okay, your code is correct. Delete that A. Okay, and put inside of it banner. This button is very helpful. It says insert picture. This button is insert picture. Go to the desktop and the folder TAS. And now you need to insert the banner. This is the banner. Okay? It's asking you for an alternative name. You think, make sure aspect appropriate alternative text. Yeah, make use of this. Up here, image of a banner. This is an alternative text that may appear if your banner cannot appear. And just click OK. See, click OK. See, it's putting pictures for you without needing to write codes. The only difficult thing is that video thing. Okay, okay. In cell Tiger, the one you saved in step 1. Remember the one you did with Photoshop. So in cell C, now we don't need that C. Remove that C. And here, insert picture. And then this is the tiger with your candidate number. Okay. And then insert, and in the alternative text, write image of a tiger. Anything appropriate of a tiger. And okay. So see, things are going on. Things are going on. And in E, monkey. Okay. Go to cell E. Now things are getting a little bit weird because so go in E and put monkey picture. And this is monkey. And give it alternative text, image of a monkey or whatever. Okay. And elephant in F, in cell F, you put picture, and this is elephant. Elephant. And write here image of elephant. Okay. 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 Now you have your website. You may save and preview in browser, and you will find you are almost having a good web page. Okay. Okay. You save and preview in browser, and pictures are shown. The only problem is in the video. Okay. Okay. Let us carry on. Okay. Make sure aspect ratio is maintained. Appropriate alternative text. We did that. Place in cell D the content of the file j2332tas.txt. Double click on that file. Go to the folder, find that text file, double click on it, and edit. Select all, edit, copy, and then go in cell D. This is cell D, and paste. So see, cell names. Now all cell names are replaced. Paste, Control V, paste, just paste. Okay, now I don't need that file again. What else? We're about to finish. We are about to finish. Okay, create a hyperlink. Create a hyperlink from the image J23 monkey. This is just click on that image, that monkey image. This is the monkey image. Create a hyperlink. This button will help you create hyperlinks. The one to the right of insert image. This is create hyperlink. Send an email address. Select here email address. And then copy the email address in the two. Here in the two, copy the email address. And some text is written mail to before. With the subject, copy this in the subject line. And SharePoint Designer will make the hyperlink and copy and create correct codes for you. Okay? Okay, and when you click OK, SharePoint Designer is writing some very useful code for you in the background. Okay? Create a hyperlink from the image elephant. This is the image elephant. Okay, this is the image elephant. Create a hyperlink from the image elephant. Again, this is hyperlink. Okay? Open the web page. So instead of email, go to existing file and select that file, J whatever ELEP. Select, open the web page. This is a web page. Another, yes, okay, and then click OK. Okay, we did that and we did that. And we are just one step to finish. Attach the style sheet. Fortunately, you have here the style sheet properly created and properly saved. Just attach. Click on that button, say attach style sheet. And then browse. And this is the TAS folder, and this is the only style sheet you have. And click OK, and click OK. See, style sheets are giving you some colors for the background. How they are done, just in this question, we don't have to worry. Okay, we are done. Save your page. Save the page. Display the web page in your browser. This button is called Preview in Browser. See, now I have a web page. Now I have a web page. Okay. I can see that those pictures aren't so natural. Maybe Maybe the dimensions are not correct. Let us go back to the code. Let us go back to the code. Click on this image and go to the code. This is the code. Just remove that width and height. Just remove all that additional code. Here, width and height and style, remove that additional code. And let us save and go back and save and preview in browser. Now they look more natural. So now save, preview in browser. I got rid of that distortion issue. Okay, so display the web page in your browser, take a screenshot evidence and place this in your evidence document. There is one little problem. I cannot take one screenshot for the whole thing. Take it on 2 screenshots. Okay, but the address bar should be visible. So this is snipping tool, a new picture the upper part of it and put this in the evidence document. Okay, next, go to the browser again and show the lower part of it and take another screenshot. So it doesn't matter if your website appears on 2 screens. Okay, if the examiner can see the whole design, then it's gonna be fine. The address bar is visible. Okay, what else do we have to do to finish that? Okay, all the page can be seen, all the text can be easily read, the address bar is fully visible. The last thing, display HTML source. Go to SharePoint Designer, and this is the code. This is the HTML source. Take a copy of the HTML source and place this in the evidence document. Here, edit, select all, edit, copy, and go to the evidence and paste. So in the evidence, you have 3 things: a screenshot of your folder and the picture you edited. Here, the examiner, we will see that the tiger is formatted and cropped exactly as required. These images are not distorted. This is the HTML code. The examiner will read that this is width 80, column span means cells are merged. These codes are for the inserted pictures. These codes are for hyperlinks. The examiner will spend his time reading your code and giving and awarding you with all marks. And this is a total of 33 marks for web authoring. Thank you very much for your attention.